Part 3 of the Tiffindell-Tenahead Traverse covers the section from the 10th to the 21st kilometre. If you intend driving this route, it's important to watch all 4 parts of this video series to gain a complete perspective of what's in store. From the 8.5 kilometre point to the 18 kilometre mark, the road hardly changes altitude on any great scale, but the going remains slow and the track is generally quite bumpy, forcing a very low average speed of around 20 kilometers per hour. This entire section is quite undulating and peppered with small climbs and descents. There are some rough patches which are stony or rocky, but they generally don't last for long. Keeping clear of the plentiful cattle on the road is not a problem due to the very low speeds. Returning to our history on Rhodes village, the majority of the buildings were constructed around the turn of the century, and the village continued to grow and prosper, its heyday being between 1911 and 1945. The advent of the wool boom of the 1950s provided a brief upsurge, but the riches gained were soon spent. A gradual decline set in after this flash in the pan, which continued into the 1970s, as witnessed by the eventual closure of the White School in 1976. Municipal status was relinquished in 1979 and control was ceded to the local authority, the then Drakensberg District Council. The village is the host of 3 significant sporting events, the oldest of which is the Rhodes Trail Run. This is a 52-kilometre event held in the heart of winter, which starts and ends in the village. Billed as the most extraordinary mountain bike race in Africa, the Rhodes Mountain Bike Challenge was held in October each year and is an 82-kilometre grind. More recently, the race date has been changed to September. The route follows the road to Nordeer's Neck and then off past the Tenahead Lodge, the Cantoul Stock Theft Unit Police Station, and along the TTT to the Tiffindell Ski Resort and back down to Rhodes via the Carlisle-Spruit Pass. It takes well over 4 hours driving it by car. Imagine doing it on a bicycle. At the 18.6 kilometre mark, the road swings into the south and crosses the main river for the first time. There's no bridge here, so check the crossing out on foot if the water is flowing fast or looks too deep. Directly ahead on the next grassy slope, you'll see the SAP's Cantoul Stock Theft Complex. The road now rises up the slope after the river crossing and bisects the complex, then swings away to the left and soon commences the biggest climb of the entire route. This climb starts at the 18.8 kilometre point and climbs rapidly at a gradient of 1 in 8 to the next summit at 2,673 meters. If you're into freshwater angling, the annual Wild Trout Festival is based in Rhodes and is organized by the Wild Trout Association. The field is limited to 40 participants who fish for 3 days on the 180 kilometers of running water, which is within an hour's drive of the village. A number of 4x4 routes are available in the area. Using Rhodes as a starting and ending point, day trips of varying length can be planned depending on requirements and time available. From this summit there's a good view of the next valley, and the road can be traced all the way to the next neck, which is reached at the 24.5 kilometre mark at 2,621 meters. Pioneering farmers settled the more remote areas of the highlands of the Eastern Cape in the 1880s. Prior to this, the only inhabitants of this inhospitable region were seasonally migratory members of the Sand tribe. They at least were sensible enough to follow the exodus of most game species out of the mountains during the harsh winter months. The origins of Rhodes lie in the establishment of agricultural activities and the concurrent development of the Dutch Reformed Church in the region. It was founded on the farm Tintern that belonged to Mr. Jim Foster. Foster agreed to the establishment of the village on condition that 100 plots to be sold that it be named after the then Prime Minister of the Cape, Cecil John Rhodes. On the 15th of June 1892, the cornerstone of the Dutch Reformed Church was laid. The population at this time was estimated at between 250 and 300 people. The construction of the church was soon followed by that of the post office, the courtroom, and the jail complex, which was completed in 1898 at a cost of the princely sum of £558. Construction of the Nordeer's Neck Pass was started in 1895. Be sure to watch the fourth and final video of this 4-set series on the Tiffindell-Tenahead traverse.